All right, guys, so as I'm taking this battery out of its packaging, I'm noticing something that I think is really important, actually, when these larger, heavier 48 volt batteries are being shipped. Look at the thickness of this box. It's got like multiple layers of corrugated cardboard. It's very thick. And also, the foam that they used is really, really thick. So I think that's important, actually, because the battery is going to arrive to you with a lower chance of it being damaged. And it's just a pain, you know, whenever you get your battery and it's damaged and you got to deal with shipping companies and all that kind of stuff. So I like how these guys really did a good job with this packaging. And this is not the first time. When I received this battery from them, the packaging was really good as well. All right, let's get this guy out. All right, there's the battery. These things are heavy. Oh my. All right, so let's see. We've got our all metal casing. We've got our nice little spring-loaded carrying handles there. And on this side here, we've got our positive terminal. We have our negative terminal. We have an RS-485 port. This is usually for a screen. We've got a power button. And then our Bluetooth antenna sticks out there. And for the mounting options, we have the little mounting bracket that is welded onto the bottom of the battery on both sides. So this is a 48 volt, 105 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. According to the manual, it has a continuous charge current of 55 amps. It has a max charge current of 100 amps. It has a max continuous discharge current of 200 amps. And it has a peak at 400 amps for 35 seconds. And we have some other items in the box. So I'm thinking that this is a charger. All right, yes. So we do have a charger. It has a quick kind of disconnect cable. And this is the other end of that connection that connects to your battery. The specs on the charger are 58.4 volts at 20 amps. And then we have a third box that was inside the box. And this is probably the display. Let's open it up. And indeed, it is the display. So it has a little connector there. And then it has the extension cable. That side plugs into the battery. And then this side has a waterproof fitting there, actually. It plugs into the screen like so. Very nice. And it also comes with a bunch of bolts, which look like a lot of terminal bolts. And then our little terminal boots here. All right, so let's go ahead and plug our screen up. There we go. And I think we gotta hit this button. So it's saying we have a 46% state of charge on page 2. It's showing that it's a 105 amp hour. Shows our max and minimum temps. Our status is normal. Our discharge is off. Our charge is on. So I think if we hit this switch right here, there we go. Our discharge is now on. And I heard a relay contactor inside there click on. Let's go ahead and remove this. All right, and on the last page, page 3, it shows our individual cell voltages. So everything is at 3.29 and the lowest is at 3.289. So everything seems to be in good shape there. All right, so let's go ahead and hook the charger up and get this thing fully charged. And while I'm looking at this little charging whip here, it has some colors that we're not used to. We're used to seeing red and black. This is brown and blue. Brown has a little positive here, and the blue shows a negative. So make sure you're aware of that when you're connecting this. That blue is going to go to negative, and the brown wants to go to positive. Okay, so I got the charger plugged into the AC receptacle on the side of my bench here. It's showing a green light there. Let's go ahead and plug it in to the battery. There we go. And it started up over there. And we are currently charging. All right, so we're showing 19.1 amps. So we'll just let that go ahead and fully charge. All right, the battery is completely charged. And now we're gonna do a capacity test. So I've got my shunt hooked up and we're recording a time lapse of that. So let's go ahead and turn the inverter on. And I've got the heater as the load and it's on high. And we are pulling 1,480 watts, about 27.6 amps. We'll just let it continue on and I'll be back when it's fully depleted. All right, guys, so we are down to 1% left on the capacity test. We have 1.6 amp hours left to go. All right, so we are now down to 0%. However, we still have 0.9 amp hours left in there. All right, here we go. We're coming up on completion. 0.03, 0.02, 0. Okay, so we have fully discharged 105 amp hours. So this battery has passed the capacity test of 105 amp hours. Now, it still has power in there. Obviously, we're still discharging. This shunt, unfortunately, will not show us any more data there. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the test down. And a lot of people ask whenever I do these capacity tests, how long did the battery run? For example, the heater, I just looked at my little recording here right before I turned it off. It was around 3 hours and 40 minutes that it ran the heater on high, which was around 1,500 watts.